ॐ सहना भवतु
ॐ सहना भवतु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सहनो भुनक्तु
सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै
सह वीर्यं
सह
करवावहै
करवावहै
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ॐ
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं
शुक्लाम्बरधरं
विष्णुं
शशिवर्णै चतुर्भुजम्
शशिवर्णे चतुर्भुजम्
प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत्
प्रसन्नवदनाय
सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये
सर्वोपशान्तये
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यम्
सरस्वती
वरदे कामरूपिणी
वरदे कामरूपिणी
विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि
विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि
सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा
सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा
येनाक्षरः समाम्नायम्
येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम्
अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नौ व्याकरणं प्रोक्तम् तस्मै पाणिनये नमः
तस्मै
पाणिनये नमः।
अकूह विसर्जनीयानां कण्ठः इचूयशानां तालु ऋटुरषाणां मूर्धा ऋतुलसानां दन्त्याः उपध्मानीयानाम् औष्ठौ न्यमगणनानां नासिकाञ्च एदैतौ कण्ठतालु औदौ तौ कण्ठोष्टम् वकारस्य दन्तोष्ठम् जिह्वामूलीयस्य जिह्वामूलम् नासिका अनुस्वारस्य
नासिका अनुस्वारस्य
Today we will see some exceptional rule of Visarga Sandhi that I have forgotten to tell you. 3 exceptional rules of Visarga Sandhi. First one, when Refa is followed by Refa. So in this case, the preceding Refa is dropped, and if preceding vowel before Ra is a short vowel, such like A, E and U, it is lengthened. So what they before Visarga is also Refa, and after Visarga is also Refa. Then they says preceding Refa is dropped, and if so this Refa is dropped, preceding Refa is dropped. That's well, let me see. First one is Harihi Ramyaha. Hari is beautiful. So here before Visarga is Refa, and after Visarga is also Refa. So first this Visarga will drop, but one more rule is, so actually let me write Harihi means Har. E this is Hari, Visarga and Ramyaha. So before Visarga there is a Refa, and after Visarga is also Refa. So as a rule, this Visarga will drop, but this short vowel E becomes Dirgha E. So last outcome is Hari, this Rasva Hari becomes Dirgha. Hari Ramyaha. There are very few examples, but this is the rule. So what are the short vowels? So it is written here, A, E and U are short vowel. If there are here, then still it becomes dropped. There is another rule, Kavihi Rachayati. So it becomes Kavir this Kavi, let me write Refa. Kavihi is Refa Rachayati. Rachayati. This Refa drops. Kavi becomes Dirgaha. Kavi Rachayati. There is a one more. So punaha ramate. So what here, what they would like to tell? When refa is followed by refa. So here if kavihi, this refa, we have to write like refa, then rachayati. So this refa drops, this becomes lengthen. So when refa is followed by refa, so visarga is refa and it's followed by refa. Same way harihi ramyaha. So still what I have told is previously actually is hari plus harir. Visarga becomes refa and ramyaha. This refa drops, it becomes hari. Same way, there are many indeclinable words are in Sanskrit. So one is, we are knowing also punaha. We know the word punaha. Punaha, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, we have seen. So punaha means again. But this punaha, we cannot decline like Rama Shabda. Punaha, punau, punaha, punam, punau, puna. They remain as it is. There are many words are available are called avyaya. So punaha ramate. So again, this refa convert into half refa. This refa will drop and it becomes, this a becomes elongated, it's become punaramate. You won't see such example, but there are rules. That's why.
So Swamini, this is the rule of our any vowel followed by visarga, by any vowel or a, this will applicable to this, right?
Yeah.
Because the
So
ra
when,
is,
when any visarga followed by refa.
and when the visarga is changing to refa.
Yeah,
or a full,
yeah. For this, it becomes refa. This refa drops, it's become hari ramya. Same way kavihi rachayati. This visarg becomes refa. This refa drops, become kavi rachayati. Same punaha. Actually, here is akara is there. Punaha, the last one is a. Same punar becomes punaramate.
yeah.
Clear?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Swamiji,
Yes.
isn't visarga supposed to be Ada Sa and not Ra?
I have told you, I think, actually Visarga behaved in two ways. Generally, Visarga becomes half Sakara. And for some cases, Visarga becomes Refa also, half Refa. But how they become, it not explained by Anton. But in Panini, there is a one sutra, is called Sajusho Ruhu. Sajusho. Ruhu. So actually Ruhu is Refa only. So Sa means this Visarga becomes sometimes Refa, Visarga sometimes becomes Sa. So these rules are given in Panini, but here they have not explained. So Visarga can behave both ways.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm. So another rule, again, this is what precedes Visarga is again, it belongs to Avyaya. In this case, the preceding Visarga becomes Refa. So Prataha. So this Prataha is Visarga. We cannot decline Prataha like Rama Shabdavat. Rama Rama Ramaha, like, so Prataha remain Prataha all the time. So it's called Avyaya, and preceding is Akara. Otherwise, we know if Ramaha Gachati, so become Ramo Gachati, because Visarga is preceded by Akara. But here still Visarga is preceded by Akara, but being indeclinable. This Refa convert into half Refa and Pratar Gachati. Again, there is a Punaha, is also Avyaya. So before Visarga, this is a and after Visarga, Atra is a. So we know Ramaha, otherwise Saha Aham. That we have seen. Saha plus Aham becomes Soham. But here, this Refa again convert into Refa. This becomes Punaratra. Okay? Understand? Any question?
So in the second rule,
Hmm?
what precedes Visarga is belonging to an avyay,
Yeah.
and what
Avyaya.
follows Visarga can be anything. Like,
Yeah. So here they have shown both. This followed by Gachati means is a soft consonant, and this is vowel. So this is rule for vowel or soft consonant. They are not discussing about hard consonant.
okay.
Yeah. Then another one more rule. So it is written, there are 4 avyayas which come under this rule. So they are Punar, Punaha, Pratar. So at daybreak or at the morning, Antaha, it becomes Antar. In between or within, there are Swara, is heaven. What we say, Om Bhurbhuva Suvaha, it's Swara. Sama says Swara. All behaves like this only. This becomes Refa. This is the last rule, which was asked.
Sorry, ma'am, can you scroll up again?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Punar
Here.
Yeah. Punar Pratar.
Here, Punaha, Prataha, Antaha. Actually, is Antaha and Swaha. His Swar is written, but everything is like Swaha. Here, Antaha. Punaha, Prataha. Bhurbhuva Swaha. Tatsaviturvarenyam. This Bhuhu, Bhuva, just by the way, this Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, actually Bhuhu, it's a Bhur. Bhuvaha is a Bhuvar. Suvarloka. Suvarloka actually is Svarloka, but we are pronouncing wrongly. This or are also called as a Vyahruti for your vocabulary. Vyahruti. It's called Vyahruti. Vyahruti. Even Omkara also. Om Bhurbhuva Suvaha. Vyahruti means to call someone. Vyaharan, utterance. Vyahruti is to utter. Okay. Clear? Can I scroll? Okay, thank you. Now one last rule that is very important, which was asked by Upagna also. There is a, when a word saha, the meaning of saha, you know, is a pronoun. The meaning of saha means he. In English, he means he. And another word, eshaha, is also pronoun, sarvanam. In Hindi or in other languages, it's called sarvanama. It's called eshaha. Eshaha meaning is this. In Gujarati, we say ah. In Hindi, I don't know, ye. So when words saha and eshaha are followed by any letter other than akara, other than a, only a. In this case, visarga is dropped. So it's given example, saha gachati, he goes. Saha gachati, he goes. According to our general rule of visarga, so gachati, like Ramo gachati. Because before visarga is a, and visarga is followed by stopped consonant. But because of this rule, saha and esha is a particular, these two pronouns, simply visarga is dropped. Sagachati. Same way, eshaha yachati. Yach means to give. Eshaha. This gives. Whatever this person, but this gives. So here again, before visarga, shaha means akara and yakara is soft consonant. It's become esho yachati. General rule. Because of this specific rule, esha yachati. Same way, eshaha asit. This is again, this is any letter other than a. This rule is applicable any letter other than a. So for akara, it cannot be applicable. So eshaha asit. So a is not a, is a, is a long. So it's become esha asit. But if saha abravit, abravit means to told. He told. Saha abravit. So because of akara, again it becomes so bravit. Drops, and according to rule we have to put avagraha. Same saha aham becomes soham. In classical examples, if somebody asks any, so sahana vavatu. Actually, sahana vavatu. This na vavatu is ayav sandhi, now you know, but this is actually saha. Same way, sahano bhunaktu. Here saha, sahano bhunaktu. Is it clear? So, any question? In Gita, I have found two. This optional sandhi means exceptional rule.
Swamiji, the
Yeah.
example you just told us about Sahana Bhavatu, you said it's Ayav Sandhi.
This sahana bhavatu, no avatu.
No, okay, no, Sahana.
This na bhavatu is not na bhavatu. It's actually now avatu. Ayav sandhi, vowel
Right.
sandhi. That's why I am asking.
So when we write Sahana Vavatu, it's one word, or sa and ha are different words?
Actually, different words. When we say sahana bhavatu, there are total 4 words inside. Sahana bhavatu. So when we split, actually this is saha. Saha ishvaraha. Here ha is the indeclinable word. It's called definitely. The meaning hakara. So according to Ayav, here now. The meaning of now means both of us. Guru and student. Shishya, now. And last one is avatu. Saha Ishvaraha, now means both of us. Let it protect. Let Ishvara protect both of us. Teacher and student. The meaning of now means both of us. Asmabhya. Protect. This is the meaning.
So how we don't write Saha Gachati as Sa Gachati is not one word. We write separate words. So then like that, Saha and Hana Vavatu, shouldn't it be different?
Actually, you say is correct. But in previous time, they never separate any word in Sanskrit. It's all like goes like noodle. Nowadays, we have started to keep them separate. At that time, Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano, everything was, if they want to, when one sentence is over, they put one mark. Sahana Bhavatu, then Sahano Bhunaktu again. All goes together. Even now, Bhunaktu, they never keep separate. They write together only. So if you check, there are Kailas ashram available in Rishikesh. So if you mark that all books, they all are together. There is a no comma, nothing. Everything is no comma. There is a no inverted comma, nothing. Everything goes like a bunch on. Then we have to first all split the sandhi. Everything we have to do. Then we try to understand what the sentence would like to convey. Okay.
Swamiji, why did you say that her was indeclinable in this?
Because there are many words are available in our Sanskrit language. They all are indeclinable. Suppose I have kept some if is available here. So here I have written this tatra va nityam cha api yada tada. I forgot to write how also. There are more than 100 words which are called avyaya in Sanskrit language, which cannot decline, but still they have meaning. Tatra, atra, yada, tada. There are many, many words. So they all have meaning. Same way this ha, simple ha, has a meaning. The meaning is definitely nishchitam. So saha ishvaraha nishchitam, protect. Definitely he protect us, both of us. Okay. Anything else?
So Avatu means?
protect.
Okay.
Our,
And now is both of us.
yeah, our is a one kriya pad verb. The meaning is to protect. Avati, avatu. It comes in first conjugation only. So this is Gita. Okay. In Gita, there is a third chapter, 37th verse. So Kamaha Eshaha, Krodhaha Eshaha, Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. So here Eshaha is followed by hard consonant. So there is no change. Even the visarga is dropped, but still this Eshaha Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. So it's become show. If you remember, before visarga a and after visarga, even soft consonant, visarga both becomes o. Like Ramo Gacchati, Namo Narayana. Same way, if this is Eshaha Rajogunaha, this Rajoguna, not to go in detail, but it should be become Esho. Because after Visarga, this is Refa. Refa is soft consonant. But still Eshaha Rajoguna. Because of this exceptional rule. For Saha and Eshaha, is it clear? Same way, in what Upagnas, from that time only I was in 5th chapter, Gneyasya Nitya Sannyasi, Yona Dveshti na Kankshati. This is 5th chapter. Gneyaha Sanitya Sannyasi, Yona Dveshti na Kankshati. So here actually is Saha, followed by soft consonant. It should be so nitya, according to that general rule. But here it remains Saha, nitya, Sanitya only. Because before 2 to 3, I think Upagna has asked me why this is not so nitya. But because of this rule, it becomes Sanitya. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
But in the previous example, Eshaha Rajoguna.
337.
So
In
then,
the-
shouldn't it be Esha Rajoguna?
Why Esha Rajoguna? Why Esha?
Because Punaha Ramate becomes Puna Ramate. Okay, so but sorry. This is Saha and Esha, this one. Okay.
This is only for Saha and Esha, this exceptional rules.
Yeah, okay, got it. Sorry.
Got it? Okay. So this over. This exceptional rule of Visarga Sandhi is also over. Okay. Now, Antone. We will see third lesson of Antone. This Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha. Everybody is comfortable? Anybody would like to change Ramaha, Ramo? We should actually. Otherwise, we may forget also. Who will do? Need not to shy,
Yeah, I start. Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha.
Ramaha.
Ramam,
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, no problem.
Ramam, Ramo, Raman. Ramena, Ramabhyam, Ramehe, Ramehe.
Ramai, Ramaihi.
Ramaihi. Okay.
Yeah.
Ramai, Ramabhyam,
Ramaya. Actually, Ramayane, Ramaya, because
Rama-
Akara is there. Ramaya. Hmm.
Ramaya, Ramabhyam, Ramebhyah,
Hmm.
Ramat,
Hmm.
Ramabhyam, Ramebhyah, Ramasya,
Vyaha.
Ramabhyah,
Ramat, Ramabhyam, Ramebhyah.
Ramebhyah,
Hmm.
Ramasya, Ramayoho, Ramanam,
Hmm.
Rame, Ramayo, Ramesu,
Ramayoho.
Ramayoho, Ramesu, Rama, Ramau, Ramaha.
And for neuter, only first two, nominative and accusative is different. Rest is same like masculine. Okay. So vanam, vane, vanani, vanam, vane, vanani. This is for neuter. Same is like masculine. So you might have heard this Ramo Rajamani Sada Vijayate. Everybody knows this verse, no? It's from Rama Raksha Stotra. This one.
Yes.
Hmm? Ramaha Rajamani Sada Vijayate. So if you have mark here, in this one shloka, all seven, not seven, all 8 cases are included. In Rama Raksha Stotra. So suppose Ramaha Ramamani Sada Vijayate. This is Ramaha. So the Ramaha Sada Vijayate. Let Ram be victorious. But Rajamani, he is adjective of Rama. Rama is jewel of all kings. It's called Ramaha Rajamani Sada Vijayate. So nominative is over. Then Ramam Ramesham Bhaje. So this Ramam, I do pranam, I do service, Ramam. Bhaje means I do service. Ramam. So it is 2 by 1. No accusative case. Karma vibhakti. And who is Ramam? So again, this Ramesham is a adjective of Ram. Then third one is Ramena Abhihita Nishachara Chamuhu. So now you know all vowels and you know. Actually, Ramena Abhihita Nishachara Chamuhu. Ramena, by Rama. Chamu means army. Nishachar means demon, Rakshasa. So the army of demons, Abhihita, killed by Rama. So this is 3 by 1. Ramaya Tasmai Namaha. This is 4 by 1. Therefore, I saluted to that Rama. Tasmai means to that. Ramaya is a 4 by 1. Again, Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram. So here, actually here Ramat, we will see now is consonant sandhi is also there. This is a consonant sandhi we have not yet seen. But Ramat Parayanam Parataram Nasti. There is no better than Rama. This Ramat. Who is written? Do you know who is written Ram Raksha Stotra? Ramat Nasti Parayanam Parataram. Ramasya Dasosmiham. Ramasya Dasaha Ahamasmi. Now you know this sandhi. Dasmosmiham. Actually, Dasaha Ahamasmi. I am a servant of Rama. So this is 6 by 1. Rame Chittalaya Sada Bhavatume. This is 7 by 1. Let my mind resolved in Rama. 7th case in Rama. And last one, O Rama, Mamuddhara. O Rama, you please, you take me. Uddhara, you liberate me. Uddhara. So in one shloka, Buddha Kaushika Rishihi, if you have heard this Rama Raksha Stotra, this is all declination is covered in one shloka. This is the beauty of Sanskrit. It is not available anywhere. Okay. So this is all. Kupaha kupam kupena, kupaya kupat kupasya kupe kupa. If you want to remember, no, you can remember only singular also. Kupaha kupam kupena kupaya kupat athva Ramaha Ramam Ramena Ramaya Ramat Ramasya Rame O Rama. This is easy to remember. And we have seen last time, verb agrees with subject in person and number. So Balaha Patati, a boy, false. If there are two, then Balau Patataha, Balaha Patanti. Even we have seen nominative case is used to indicate subject. This is a subject. Father leads. To indicate subjective complement, we have seen there are some verb is the intransitive. For that, it's viraha, putraha, viraha bhavanti. So viraha is subjective complement. To indicate a noun in appositions means for visheshana. So Ramaha, viraha, jayati. So what is the difference between subjective complement and visheshana? So subjective complement possible only when verb is intransitive, akarmaka. Intransitive means akarmaka. What last time we have seen, suppose I sleep. Sleep is intransitive. I sit, sidati, intransitive. We can't ask what, how sidati is. But when jayati, so from whom Rama victory? So it always need some, we can add some adjective. So it's called apposition, visheshana, that we have seen. Even I think we have seen accusative, if I remember. So accusative means karma vibhakti to indicate the direct object of transitive root. Direct object. So the father leads the son. Janakaha nayati. A father leads. Whom? So direct is putran. He leads sons. So it's direct object of taking. Actually lead also, we can take also. Father taking son somewhere. So indicate the objective complement. So we know Rama to be hero. So Ramam, Viram, Bodhamaha. Bodhamaha, you must be knowing what is the meaning. We know. Mivaha Maha Sitha Titahanti. This is Maha. So we know how what Ramam is a hero, to be hero. And again, after verb indicating movement, the servant goes to the well. So a servant means dasaha, who gachati. Servant goes. So we can ask where. Once we have seen whenever some movement, verb indicates some movement, at that time we have to ask where. Otherwise, what is good enough to find out what is the karma of this sentence? So Ramaha gacchati, where gacchati? Kupam gacchati, Dasah gacchati. Okay. Now, it is given with the following prepositions like ati, anu, we will see in detail, abhi, upa, abhitaha, paritaha, sarvataha, ubhayataha, dik, samaya or nikasha, both have same meaning, vina, antarena, antara, prati. These all are called prepositions. The word connected with this preposition always take second case. So for you, I have kept something ready. Same, I have written, but I have given some example. The preposition is the indeclinable word which is used either with noun or with verb. Here in this context, we see prepositions which are used in second case, Dvitiya Vibhakti. So first is given ati, atishaya. From this only word has come. Ati means above or beyond. So nowadays, you know, all people think ati kanakam sukham. All people cannot think like this, but there are people who can think happiness is beyond the gold. So ati kanakam sukham. Beyond happiness. Happiness is beyond kanakam. So happiness means sukham is beyond gold. There are many people are after gold and money, but really speaking, happiness is beyond all money. Even we can write here vittam. Generally, people's thinking is whenever money is there, people are happy, but it is not like that. Sukham ati vittam, we can write this, no? Then it gives sense. Let it go. Let me skip this. But upa, we know near. Even the another meaning of upa is below. So nrupaha upadesham. This upa and desh is different. Huh? That upadesha is not teaching here. Upa and desha is different. So meaning a king is below the country. So nrupaha desham upa. So king is below the country. He is not everything. This country is first. Everything is below. This is the sense. The king is below the country. Anu, meaning is after, along with. If I say it's not given, but Ramaha gacchati, Ramaha. But I can write here Lakshmanaha if I would like to tell Anugacchati. Lakshmanaha Ramam Anugacchati. Lakshmana follows Ram in forest. So Anu connect with Rama, then Rama takes second case. So whatever prepositions are connected to any noun, that noun takes second case. This is the rule. So here they have given Drupa, Naraha Vrajati. A man roams or goes, but where Anunrupa follows a king. So a person goes after the king. We can say also follows the king. Anunrupa. Prati means towards. Balaha Chalati. Main sentence is a child goes, child moves, goes. Where? Parvatam Prati, towards the mountain. So a boy moves towards the mountain. Any question? So there are, I will keep this Abhitaha. The meaning is near, in front of. So main sentence is Balaha Phalani Khadati. A child eats fruits. Where? So Gruham Abhitaha. So in front of the house. So a boy eats fruit near the house, in front of the house. Both are correct. Samaya, Nikasha, both meaning is same, near. Main sentence is Vasamaha. We live. Now you know everything. Vasamaha, Vas means to live. Vasamaha, we live. Where? Vanam Samaya. Samaya means near. Vanam means forest. We live near the forest. Same way, Paritaha is around. So you have to catch first main sentence. Vrukshaha rohanti. So trees grow. Again we say where? Parvatam paritaha. Around the mountain. Yeah, sarvataha. On all sides. So kamalani rohanti. Lotus grow. Where? Gramam sarvataha. Surrounding all side of the village. Lotus grow on all side of village. Antara means within, between. Gramaha bhavati. There is a village. Gramaha bhavati means there is a village where vane antara. So here vanam vane vanani. You should know. This is a 2 by 1. Between two forests. So there is a village between two forests. Otherwise, we can keep also between, if you want, so we can put here vanam antara. Vanam within a one. So vanam antara. So within a forest, there is a village. Vina, without. I think they like this. But Shariram Jivati. Body lives. How? Kanakam Vina. Without goal. Body can live. We can say Ramam Vina Ahamna Jivami. Without Ram, I cannot live. This is better, but they have Dik Fayon. Dik Khan. I don't know why they don't like, but Fayon crows. Dik Khan. Prepositions are generally placed after the relating noun. However, Ati, Upa, and Anu are placed before the relating noun, but generally they always they keep near. Kanakam vina annam antarena. We have not seen antarena, no? Annam antarena kamalam rohati. A lotus grow antarena, without food. So antarena is without. So kamalam rohati, a lotus grows without annam. Even without food, lotus can grow. So these are called prepositions. Any question?
Swamiji,
Ah,
Swamiji, like you mentioned before, the formation of sentences basically could be anything, any verb, any noun can be placed anywhere.
Mm. Mm.
But in this rule, the preposition and the noun has to be placed together.
Yeah, they always together. Then we can understand. But still, they have written. There are 3 words: Ati, Upa, and Anu. They are placed before the relating noun. Prepositions are generally placed after the relating noun. However, Ati, but actually they always put like this. But I have found in Vedas mantra, they have kept differently. They can keep, but there's, you can say it's Arsha Prayoga, Chandasam Prayoga. But generally they have to keep like this only. Otherwise, it doesn't make the sense, you know, if we don't.
When you say it doesn't make sense, you mean it doesn't make sense in English?
Yeah, in English. Even in Sanskritam also, Naraha Vrajati, if she say Anu Naraha Drupam Vajati. So we can't understand. But if these both together in the Sanskritam also, it makes sense. So this is that's why it's called preposition. Always they can put before the noun which is connected noun. Even because each and every vibhakti had their own some prepositions. So therefore, Rame for a third is a with Saha. What we have Saha. There are Vina also it comes. So we should at that time, if it's not together, we cannot understand. That's why preposition is always before a noun relating noun. This is second case, so then it's before second case.
Swamiji, one more question.
Yes.
We can see that the main sentence is always behind. I mean, it's always towards the end of the row.
Here, no?
In all these examples, yes.
Yeah, because they have put for our understanding. But generally, we can put word anywhere. I have shown many times, but still. Yeah.
Swamiji, we do normally we put the verb at the end of the sentence.
Yeah, this is called Anvaya. Suppose here it is written Dasaha Kupam Gachati. But we can put Gachati Dasaha Kupam. We need not to write here. We can say Gachati Dasaha Kupam.
Yes, I
Still,
think
yeah, it makes the sense because it is the syntax is so compact, you know. This is Gachati means goes only. Dasa is one by one only. So always this connect, nominative connects with the verb only. So we can write also Gachati Kupam Dasa, but still Dasa is connected with Gachati. But if we write in English, suppose I write Rama sees deer. This is a classical example. So I always mention meaning Rama sees a deer. Rama sees a deer. But if I put dear here, dear Sita Rama, then total meaning will be changed because this is English. Because there is a sentences we know different totally. But here we can put anything anywhere. But only for prepositions, name with that relating noun is necessary. Sharmila, anything in? We can't say sees dear Rama. We can't say sees Rama dear. So we can't say who seems who, who sees who. We can't make the sense. But here we can write anything, anywhere. Anything you would like to ask? Any question regarding this? No? So in this Anton third, there's a many sentences are given for exercise. Yeah, I will show you. So if you can do, no, so we can see next time. So we can go faster because after this, Visarga Sandhi they have discussed somewhere. So these are vocabulary, but you can translate this in English or whatever in language. Only this thing you can do as an exercise. We will do next time also, but it will be nice for you also. Okay. Can we do Purnamada then? Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om.
That's it.